Grandma!
The CEO has changed. If anyone can form a partnership...
I could.
Well, Jason doesn't stand a chance.
What?
He doesn't want to see you.
She already has a friend on the board at Williams Media.
I can save your skin.
There's a Jones family representative.
I'm here to meet with the new CEO.
Miss Jones, right this way.
I got the deal. How did you know? What's going on?
What are you doing? You're trying to show me up. As a matter of fact, get 2 bottles.
It's a lot of people here.
We're celebrating.
Just as Kevin was thinking about giving Lily a beautiful ring one of these days, Grandma Jones stood up and walked to the stage. "Quiet, please. Lily, please tell everyone about the secret of your successful negotiation with Williams Media. How did you do it?" Actually, it was nothing at all. When I went over that day, I didn't get to see the president of Williams Media. It was his secretary who brought me the contract and asked me to sign it. Everyone was astonished to hear this. "Grandma, when I went to Williams Media, maybe the new CEO was just in a bad mood. That's why he had his assistant chase me out. This time when Lily went there, he must have realized how sincere our family was about working with them. JJ is right. Lily, you earned the contract with Williams Media pretty easily. Obviously, half of the credit goes to him." Lily felt very uneasy. She and Dorothy looked at each other, and her mother could only lightly pat her hand under the table. "Today it's my treat. Eat and drink all that you want. I'm paying. Waiter, go and get a bottle of your best wine for every table." When the banquet was coming to an end, Jason was unable to stand upright. His eyes were blurry as he called for the waiter to come over. "Use my card to pay the bill. However, that table isn't included." The table he pointed at was the one where Kevin was sitting. Kevin smiled and didn't say anything. Jason pulled his hand away with a look of contempt in his eyes, but at that moment, the waiter walked quickly over to him. "Mr. Jones, I'm very sorry. The limit on this card isn't high enough to pay for tonight's bill." "Are you kidding me? This card has a $100,000 limit, and you're telling me it's not enough for tonight's meal? I'm sorry, but I forgot to tell you. Mr. Jones, you've spent over $110,000 tonight." $110,000? What were they eating? Gold? "You're a thief. Get your manager here right now." Kevin watched the whole scene without saying a word, and finally he couldn't help laughing. When the hotel manager arrived at his table, Jason stepped up to him angrily and asked loudly, "This is how you do business? I'm going to file a complaint with the State Liquor Control Commission. I have friends downtown." "Mr. Jones, you said that I should serve you our best wine. That's what I did. Because you needed 20 bottles for the entire room, we gave you our best price. You actually saved almost $18,000. Jason reached out to grab the hotel manager's lapels. Just then, an extremely calm voice came from the entrance of the banquet hall. "What seems to be the problem here?" As soon as Grandma Jones saw the man in the Armani suit, she quickly stood up and walked up to him. "Mr. Cook, I'm very sorry about this misunderstanding. My grandson sometimes drinks a little too much and makes bad decisions." Mitchell Cook wasn't just the owner of the Whistler Hotel. He was also well known as one of the most influential men in Chicago. Definitely a big shot you didn't want to mess with. "Mr. Cook, don't worry. We'll get you the money right away. We can't let JJ pay all the expenses tonight. Each of you should contribute $5,000. The rest of the money will be paid by JJ and me." "Lily, why are you looking so upset? Don't tell me you can't even come up with $5,000. We have $5,000. The moment Mitchell Cook heard Kevin's voice, his expression changed dramatically. "May I ask who you are?" "Mr. Cook, please don't be angry. This man isn't even a true member of our family. He married into it. If you don't like him, do whatever you want. Just don't take it out on the rest of us." Kevin stood up, turned around, and looked calmly at Mr. Cook. "Long time no see. It's really you. I can't believe it. How are you doing, boss?" "I'm not your boss anymore, Mr. Cook. Just call me Kevin." To give you some background, when he was a teenager, Kevin saved Mitchell Cook's life. Cook had been set up by some of these thugs, and they'd beaten him half to death. If Kevin hadn't shown up by chance, Cook would have died, and he wouldn't currently be the owner of the Whistler Hotel. it was Kevin who provided him with almost $100,000 to get his business off the ground. If you could just ask the waiter to add my table's bill to the $5,000, I can give you my card to pay. Your money's no good here. Put your card away. Kevin stared at him for a moment and opened his mouth to speak. How about if I give you a discount? A 50% discount? Mr. Cook, I didn't know that you're friends with our Kevin. Since we're paying this bill together, may we have a discount too? Didn't that guy just say that Kevin has nothing to do with your family? Grandma Jones's face froze. Kevin took a look at the bill. After the discount, it was about $2,500. Ha! I'd like to see how you could even pay that much. He took his wallet out of his pocket, pulled out a bank card, and handed it to the hotel manager. The hotel manager slid the card into his portable reader. Lily stared nervously at the hotel manager, afraid that Kevin's card would be rejected for lack of funds. All right, Mr. Williams, the transaction went through. Here's your card. How was this possible? Everyone was confused. Where did you get so much money from? Don't worry, Lily. I have something I need to do later. You and Dorothy can go home first. Kevin got a ride with Cook, but he didn't go straight home. You've done an amazing job. I never imagined you were the owner of the Whistler Hotel. By the way, where are you taking me? Do you remember Adriana Wright? I just told her about meeting you in my hotel, and she was really happy about it. We talked it over and decided to surprise you. Kevin met Adriana when he lost his briefcase in a wine store. She was working in the shop and noticed that he'd left it behind. Kevin found out that Adriana wanted to start her own business, so he formed a partnership with her. He also fronted her $100,000 just like he'd done for Cook. After all, she had chased him for 3 blocks to return his briefcase. In just a few short years, she actually built the West Chicago International Group. After a few more minutes of driving, Kevin and Cook stopped at an enormous office complex in the west suburbs. Mr. Cook, the president is waiting for you on the 3rd floor. Okay, Kevin, wait down here for a while. We'll go and get a surprise ready for you. Adriana's Chicago headquarters was very large. The 1st floor was mainly used to display the latest products. Kevin spent a lot of time looking around. Hey, I thought it was Kevin. Kevin turned his head to look. The woman in front of him, wearing a tight denim skirt that hugged her curves, was Lily's friend Rachel. Kevin, you came here by yourself? The things in West Chicago International Group aren't cheap. If you don't have enough money, you should get out fast. By the way, it seems you still haven't called me boss since we made the bet the other day. I don't know what kind of scuzzy deals you made to get that money. A balding man with a slight paunch walked over and spoke to Rachel. Honey, what's wrong? Who is this? Hubby, this guy is Lily's husband. He was being very rude to me and wanted me to call him boss. Rachel's husband was named Cody Hunter. Cody grabbed Kevin's collar and was about to punch him. Rachel watched with pleasure. Stop it! Cody stepped back and unclenched his fists, raising his open hands in the air like he was surrendering. He looked at Cook, who was running toward him like lightning, followed by Adriana, who was right behind him. Cody was stunned. Mr. Cook, and President Wright, what a nice, surprise. I was just trying to scare him. You see, Mr. Cook, I just got promoted. I'm Cody Hunter, the new manager of the entire region. I'll get someone to kick him out right now. Regional manager, is it? Adriana, I think you know what to do. I order you to go to the personnel office tomorrow and turn in your resignation. Kevin, it's wonderful to finally see you again. Come along with me. Just as the 3 of them were about to leave together, Cody and Rachel came to their senses and ran to catch up with them. Kevin, boss, this was all my fault. Can you convince President Wright not to fire him? That isn't a bad apology. Couldn't you let him go back to his old job for a while? If he learns how to be a decent person, he can go up for promotion again. Adriana naturally followed his line of thinking. Rachel hurried over and gave Kevin a hug. Adriana, Kevin, and Cook headed to the Chartreuse Mill, the largest bar in Chicago. The 3 of them had just sat down when 2 men with extremely excited expressions on their faces pushed open the door and walked in. Kevin! Gilbert! Emo! Come in here, you guys! Gilbert Rhodes and Emo Squire were comrades in arms. They had served together in the Special Forces, and after they retired, they became Kevin's personal bodyguards and martial arts instructors. Gilbert's mother had cancer back then, and Kevin gave him over $100,000 to help with expenses for her medical care and comfort. A while after that, Gilbert and Emo wanted to move on, so Kevin gave them money to help them out. They owed their success to him. It's really been too long, Gilbert. I can't believe this is your bar. You've done pretty well for yourself. So, Emo, what are you up to? Are you working together? Emo's doing very well. He runs a bodyguard company. After they talked and laughed for a while, Adriana stood up and left the room. A few minutes later, she came back with a gift box in her hand. Kevin, we got you this gift almost a year and a half ago. We're so glad that we can finally give it to you in person. Taking the box from Adriana's hand, Kevin looked at his 4 friends and slowly opened the box. As he looked inside, his eyes twinkled.
Hi, Kevin here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Insta Empire now with the link in the description.